How's it going, everyone? Hopefully everybody's been having a great day so far. I just wanted to make a part two to Pip Society. This might be a little bit longer than the very first video I made of them just because I've been given a lot more information. All of their basic back office of what Leo Williams, the CEO and founder of Pip Society, gives you, as well as analyzing some of the videos that he has released in the past couple days, if not the past few hours. And I just wanted to give you an idea about what you're getting yourself into when you get into a company like this. All right, so the very first thing that I wanted to actually mention to you, in just basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically compare this company to a lot of the other companies that are out there that you definitely need to be aware of. So the very first thing here is I'm seeing a ton of people, a ton of these companies that are charging you through payment with card. Now, why this is important is because it is very, very difficult for you to get your money back if in the event that you do want to get your money back. A lot of these companies are doing it this way now because it's easier for them to keep your money. Now, a lot of people will say, well, I don't like PayPal because of XYZ, and I don't like other companies like Stripe because of XYZ, but it's easier for a client to get their money back if in the event that they want to. Now, it's even harder for you to get your money back because of his refund policy, which is non-existent. So I want you to understand that it is very, very difficult for you to get your money back if in the event you want to. So just beware that, yes, it is $300 limited time only, which is, again, just to entice you, the limited time only part. He claims that he has 300 clients, yet I have yet to see really many positive reviews. I've seen mostly only negative from when I do research, and it's very, very important for you to understand what you're getting yourself into, because he's not the only one that is doing his payment plan like this. If I press join now, you'll notice that I'm brought to a screen in order to put my card information in here, and it's not only that, but understand that you're giving this guy your card information. Now, he may be using a third-party application in order to capture that information, but again, it's very, very almost dangerous in a way to give somebody your card information. So if you can pay through, PayPal or Stripe or things like that, it's a lot easier for you to basically say, hey, I'd like to get a refund, because this you'll have to contact your bank. And let me tell you how hard it is sometimes to get money back if you're going through your bank. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is a video that that Leo Williams has sent out 10 hours ago, and this is very, very interesting because he's in an interview with Instinct Radio, which is based out of Atlanta, as you can tell, which is where he resides. Unfortunately, if I play the sound, you won't be able to hear it, but you can watch this video if you want. It's whatever, but I mean, I'm going to basically give you the play-by-play of this video. In the very beginning stages here, he's being interviewed, and he's basically talking about how he not only helps people with training, but he also gives them signals. Now, understand that a signal service in today's age is very, very, very popular, and it's very, very illegal if you don't have a license in order to do so. Now, don't get me wrong, there's different ways to do signal services, but from how he describes it in this video here is he says, I say that I'm going to buy here, and I tell them that they need to buy, or la 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 la. That is very illegal to do. Now, he may have just misworded how he was wanting to say it, but if he's giving you a service of saying this is where you buy, this is how you do it, and all this stuff, it is illegal in a sense if he's not licensed to do so, and I can tell you now he's not. So anyways, going right along here, now it looks like he's changed up his template. He's changed it up. He used to use the Steve Morrow template, so it looks like he's changed that up now. So obviously he knew what he was doing was wrong, but throughout this entire video, he's basically telling you his strategy. He talks about how he does what's called M's and W formations. Now, something that a lot of people are very, I guess, I don't want to use the word ignorant, but they're just not knowing, is that this relies on support and resistance as well as what's called backing and filling. Now, backing and filling is something that nobody in this industry, as far as these companies, these groups, they're not even talking to you about. They're not even telling you what backing and filling is, probably because they've never heard of it in their life. But this is how these things are set up. They're set up by backing and filling. He talks about how you have a 1, 2, 3 step pattern. He talks about how you have the 1, the 2, the three, and then you work off of that with your formations or whatever. This was just an example. I was just pointing out random places. But he basically talks about that. You have, if you're having an uptrend or downtrend, you point out three formations and you see where they're basically backing and filling, and then you find your third or fourth entry for that. So third or fourth point for your entry for that. And he talks about stop hunts and all sorts of stuff. All this stuff, again, is free information. Now, throughout this video, he says there's more to this strategy than just this. Yet, when you do your research, this is typically right now all he's really talking about. So he is just giving you this out for free, which, I applaud him to doing that, because all of this stuff, he did not invent this strategy. The trading of M's and W's has been out for a very, very, very long time, way before he ever got into this marketplace, way before I ever got in this marketplace, and it's traded by everybody. So, but understand that trading it with a naked chart like this is very dangerous, because according to Leo Williams, he basically says that he does not trade support and resistance. He says that they're not necessary. You don't need to trade them, and not only that, but you don't need to understand fundamentals. He says, we don't trade fundamentals. It's not a big deal. Technicals will always go through fundamentals. Yada yada yada. Well, it's so funny, because I guarantee you this guy was not during the Swiss crash. I would love to see what he would say to all of those brokers that lost basically their entire industry, their entire company, because they followed exactly what he just said. Go to them and say, oh, well, you didn't need to follow fundamentals. All you need to do is follow technicals. I mean, you could say easily, well, they followed the wrong side, but whatever. But these are professionals. These are people who are way more professional than me and way more professional than you and Leo Williams here. So fundamentals are a key point in your trading. Don't let anybody tell you that fundamentals are not, because they just don't understand how important they are. It's so funny because, and I won't really give this out because I always am afraid to tell out any sort of information, because I'm afraid people will steal it and then try to sell it off to you. But a lot of people don't like to trade certain pairs like the CAD, any sort of CAD pair, USD, CAD, whatever you want to call it. People don't like to trade that pair, and there's a big reason for it. But there is a fundamental thing that you can follow for the CAD in order to trade it successfully almost every time. So do your research. It's all out there for free. Just go and do your research. That's how a trader does it. It's how I did it. It's how I figured it out. It's just through doing your research. So and then another big thing that I want to talk to you about is the ability to do this stuff on a back-tested market. Anybody, even an infant, can do this type of stuff, drawing out these M's, drawing out these W's with a back-tested market. And I can show you just as an easy example. As you can see here, what I've basically done is I've drawn this line to the top of this right here. And all I've done is basically shown exactly what Leo Williams teaches you, which is just drawing out this M formation. Now, I can almost guarantee you that there is some sort of divergence with this if you pulled up a MACD or a stochastic or an RSI. I guarantee there's divergence here somewhere, but this is why it dropped. Now, I'm going to basically give you a lot of important key points with this when it comes with what he's teaching you in these videos. So he will always say, well, I would take the trade down here and look how many pips you could gain, 111.6 pips. Now, you can go to any trader and you can say, can you buy from the top? Sell from the top and get it all the way down at the bottom, and no professional trader can do that. So anybody who's training you to do it that way is just basically selling you the dream. They're basically making you think that you can get the best trade every single time. Understand that this is the Euro USD here, which doesn't move much. It only moves on average about 80 to 100 pips a day. So this is basically sucking, what I call sucking the market dry, is basically capturing the entire movement. What a professional trader would do if they were trading this, they would take a Fibonacci tool and take from the bottom to the top, basically from here to here, and they would say, well, what do we want to get here? How much momentum can we see gathering? Well, I can see, again, mind you that this is coming from a person that says that support and resistance doesn't matter. Before we even go into this Fibonacci thing, let's just look at this line that I've drawn here. You have a hit, it fails, hit, it fails, hit, fails, hit, fails. I mean, all this is to show you hit, fails. If you don't think that support and resistance do not matter, you are kidding yourself, because they are very, very crucial into your trading. So let's just zoom in here. Actually, zoom out one more time. And this is how a professional trader would do it, is they would take the bottom, take it to the top, and say, okay, well, where do we want to get? How much momentum can we think about getting here? Well, for me, I always tell people, well, this is just my own personal trading, is I always try to get it from the retracement before the 50. So if I was buying, I would get it to the 61.8. If I was selling, I'd get it to the 38.2. And as you can see, you don't suck the market dry. Of course, you want to account for the spread, but you get basically almost about half the move. And that's all you want to do. But that is the maximum, is half the move. Try to get it to say, okay, well, I'm going to trail my stop to take break even here at the 23.6, just in the event that it comes back up and rallies, then I can break even or basically capture half of my position. That is how professionals do it. And this is how like people like Jason Stapleton, who he's taken his disclaimer from, will teach you. I mean, again, teach you all this stuff for free. So people who say, well, support and resistance do not matter, they're kidding. They're kidding you, because they do matter. It's very, very important into your trading. But the M's and W's, all that stuff, is easily found online. So as you can see throughout this entire video, that's all he talks about. He talks about M's and W's. It's all what's I like to call a naked chart. And he talks about, this is where he's talking about how support and resistance don't matter. He is, in a sense, drawing out these at random, okay? He's not what we like to call looking left, where you basically test that level to see, is it a true support or is it a true resistance? Fibonacci is considered to be, by definition, the holy grail. It's considered to be what is called the golden ratio, because it is the golden tool in this marketplace. It's golden everywhere in life. So even technicals like this will follow that. But just like support and resistance, that's what Fibonacci follows, is support and resistance. So it's funny how a person can say, well, support and resistance don't matter, but yet the holy grail indicator, considered by many professionals, the Fibonacci tool, is followed by that. Just thought that was kind of hilarious. So the other thing that I want to show you here is the truth, and the fact of the matter is that yes, Leo Williams used to, if he doesn't still, after basically exposing him, he still sells the Steve Morrow market maker method. I can go in here and look at where someone has sent me this stuff. You can go through and look at all these videos that he's sent. Forex intro, free online. Market structure, free online. But he has an entire video about support and resistance, yet he just said in this video that he doesn't trade support and resistance. Here it is, a 13-minute long video talking about support and resistance. Very, very, very interesting. We can go through this entire video and look, he's talking about support and resistance. How funny is that? So I think that that is interesting, that you have a person who is telling you that it's not important, yet when you pay money, he gives you support and resistance videos. So, which again is free online. Look, Fibonacci retracement, free online, yet he is charging you for it, but he basically says it is unimportant. So, I just find that it's very, very interesting how you have this. This is what I like to call a person who is new to the marketplace. And why I say that is because this is a person who, when you're new to the marketplace, you change up your strategy a lot. You change up your template, you change up the look of your chart, you change it up. I haven't changed my chart in probably 2 years. I keep it very, very clean. I keep minimum indicators on there, but I keep it very, very clean because I like to be a clean trader. I like to have everything clean around me, so my charts are always clean. So when it comes to that, understand that clean charts doesn't always mean naked charts. Indicators are very, very important. What do the indicators do? Well, they indicate to you. I mean, that should be a given. So it's very, very funny that you have a person who is trading off a clean chart telling you that all of these things don't matter. I implore you to even look up, there's a book, I'm sure everybody's heard, like such and such for dummies, I don't know, iPhones for dummies, whatever. There is a for dummies book called Currency Trading for Dummies. And guess what? There's an entire section about technical indicators like the Fibonacci, like trend lines, support and resistance. And guess what? All three of those things rely on support and resistance. You have pivot levels, that's support and resistance. You have highs and lows of the days. That is support and resistance. There is a reason why they stop where they stop, or they go where they're supposed to be going to. That's because they're going to a support and resistance. Trend lines do the exact same thing for that exact same reason. And it's funny because even in this video, he claims that he doesn't even trade ABC patterns. He says he used to, but he doesn't anymore. Funny because he has two parts talking about ABC patterns. So, TDI indicator, moving averages, technical analysis, all his technical analysis videos. This is just something else that I wanted to talk to you about and show you. Because I told you in the very first video that he basically ripped off his disclaimer. It was basically copy and paste from a trader named Jason Stapleton. And in the disclaimer, it says Mr. Stapleton. He's huge on YouTube. I think he I believe, I may be mistaken, but I think he has the most subscribers on YouTube for the Forex industry. He has the most. I mean, that's how popular he is. He's been around, I think he's been on YouTube for a decade, if I'm not mistaken now. I've never taken his course. I don't know much about it, but I do know that he's been in this industry for a long time, and everything that he teaches is basically what a professional will teach you, and all of his videos are free. So, I mean, just understand that. But I basically took this and I wanted to see, all of this stuff, all this information, was it typed out by him, or did he actually copy and paste it from something else? I basically took, I think it was, I don't even remember, I just flipped through here at random, took the very first sentence of one of these things, or the very first paragraph of it like this, copy and paste it into Google, and guess what? The verbatim came up, and it was some articles talking about candlestick formations, and it was showing you, again, that this is copy and pasted information from where? Free material websites. So again, he says that in this video, he does not trade ABC patterns yet. When you pay him, this is what he gives you. Now, another thing that I want to tell you and show you is that I can go up here to the Indy, which is the market maker indicators. I can click this and see SM this, SM that, SM, which stands for Steve Morrow. It's an abbreviation for Steve Morrow. This is what the template that he used to use, obviously, because I can go down here and say market maker template. All of these are ex4 files. They are not to be sold off unless you have permission by the creator. You cannot do this. This is, again, intellectual property theft. You cannot resell it. You can give it for free. People do that all the time. That's completely okay. I'm sure the owner wouldn't like it, but you can do it for free. You've already paid for it, but you cannot turn around and make a profit off of it. You can't do that with anything. I can't steal a car and then sell it for money. That's illegal. I can't purchase a CD and then make my own copy of that CD and then sell it to people. I cannot do that. Those are illegal. That's illegal activity. You can't do it. But what's very funny is he's not the only one that is teaching you this stuff and charging you for it. We've talked about another company, VKU. They do the exact same thing. And why is that? They teach you M's and W's. They teach you all this stuff, and they use this template. But VKU was smart enough to change the indicator names. But like I showed you in the busted video with VKU, he didn't change the about because he couldn't. They were ex4 files. They're compiled files that are illegal to change. It's not legal for you to change them, yet that's what they've done. And so anyways, you cannot turn around and resell these. It's obvious that he was using this template and he decided, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. I've been busted with that. I want to make sure that people understand that I'm not this person that people think I am. I've shown you the rip-off report of somebody who used him before, and I want you to understand that, think of it like this. A lot of people are saying, well, that's just one review, but that's a very, very extensive review, very, very detailed, and they seem very, very upset. So I want you to understand that coming from a person who obviously is not providing a portfolio, he's showing you trades based off of back-tested data, which anybody can do. It's very, very easy. If I can tell you a quick story, when I was very first getting into this industry, one of my really good buddies of mine wanted to get into it as well. He never got into it, but he really wanted to when I was getting into it. But when we were going through back-tested data, he could find setups like this all the time. But when he got to the live data, it was very, very, very difficult. It was very, very hard to do because your emotions come into play and you just don't understand the market because it's an emotional roller coaster. That's how the market is. But, you have people like this that show you stuff that's just like, oh, this is easy. You can do that with indicators. You can do it with, candle formations. You can do it with anything. It's easy to do. But doing it on a live chart, basically going through and finding it on live data, that's a different story. But you don't see that here. So I just wanted to show you that this is stolen material. He's selling it to you for the whopping $300. Some people are saying that he's charging $200 now. Whatever the case may be, he's selling you these indicators, as you can see on his website. This is what he's talking about. This is unbelievable because you are not allowed to do this. You cannot do that. And then you have this, and he's teaching you basically free information. All this stuff is for free. You can easily learn this stuff on your own for free. I want to make sure that you understand that support and resistance levels don't do not listen to a person like this or anybody who tells you that support and resistance does not matter. It does matter. Learn them. They are important and crucial to your trading. Anybody who tells you that fundamentals don't matter, don't listen to them. Fundamentals are extremely important. They can help you immensely. I always implore people, if you're first starting out, I would basically say not to trade news in the very beginning, because it can always turn on you on a dime. You never know where it's really going to go, and it all depends on the market. It depends on what is going on in the marketplace, what's going around in the world. There is a reason why the interest rate decision did what it did to the market. It's because the country was not ready for that. There's a reason for everything. The interest rate didn't, the Fed didn't go, well, oh, there's an M formation happening. Oh, okay, well, we're going to spike interest rates because the M formation's happening, or W formation is happening, or whatever the case may be. They don't do that. That's not why the market does what it does. And people are saying, well, the market in a technical sense is going to set up for what the news is going to happen. That always looks that way on back-tested data, but doing it on a live chart, you will find that that's not always the case. It may seem that way sometimes. There are some news events that show that the interest rate decision did do that, but not always does it do that. The Swiss crash did not do that. So understand that. That's why you have companies like FXCM and Alpowry that went out of business for quite some time because of that. You think that this information, that somebody who hasn't even been trading for 2 years knows more than people who've been trading for a decade in firms that make multi-millions, you think that he knows more than they do? Doubt it. So, so I just want you to understand that. Everything else, it should be pretty much self-explanatory when it comes to this. I mean, all of this stuff, again, is free online. Don't turn around and sell this stuff to people, guys. I mean, this is not how, this is what basically is just filling all of this muck in this marketplace, where people are trying to learn and they're just not getting it. I mean, because they're being charged for stuff that is free. And one last thing before I end this video, I know this video is pretty long, but before I end this, I wanted to also tell you is that every strategy doesn't work for everybody. Understand that. So if you're paying $300 for a strategy, understand that you're not always going to make it with that. I always tell people a story that I talked to, this German banker a couple years ago, and we talked about that. You can get a golden strategy, and you give it to 1,000 people, but only, at the very, very most, maybe 50 to 100 of those people will make money at the end of the year. And why that is because emotions come into play. And that is mindset. It's all mindset stuff. So just understand that people who are just trying to sell you these strategies are not making you understand that they're not always going to work for you. You'll find that every single trader, if you were to put this in a firm and say everybody's going to trade the way Leo Williams trades and give it to 10 people in a trading fund, you will find that they will probably lose more money than they will make money. And why that is because each person at the desk is making the exact same decision. If you don't believe that that's how it is, watch any video where they're interviewing trading firms, and they talk about diversity. They talk about how they want every single trader to have a different decision. They want to have a different opinion about the market. That is what makes a great fund. You think these fund managers are just telling you that because whatever? Like, no, that's just the way it is. They want people to have different decisions in this marketplace. They don't want everybody to go long the same stuff and short the same stuff, because the magnitude of the loss will be so great. So just always understand that, guys. Again, all this stuff is just unbelievable. I mean, all of this stuff is free information. You're paying $300 for all this free information, basically copy and pasted information. All of this is free. The indicators that he's selling you, not giving you, he's selling you are illegally taken, and he's illegally selling them to you. So just always understand that, guys. I hope that this video was informative. I'm sure I'll get more dislikes on this video, but I don't care, because I want people to look at these companies and realize, man, if I really want to charge $300 for free information, just always understand that this marketplace is not an easy one, and somebody who hasn't been in this for 2 years can't teach you everything. So I hope that you guys have a great week, have a great upcoming trading week, and as always, stay safe.